Hello, everyone. My name is Michelle Berber, and welcome to the Onward Education podcast, where we will be celebrating and also discussing some of the challenges associated with having a neurodiverse child. So, I am an IRT, or some of you may recognize the term special education teacher, but I am taking a sabbatical this year because I decided that I wanted to make a difference in a different way than the public education system would allow me to do. So here I am. I've had so much experience with children who are neurodiverse and have all these gifts to share with the world, but they think differently than we do. And it takes different strategies to effectively teach and parent them. So that is what this podcast is about. It's about celebrating our children and learning how to help them feel better heard, better understood, and helping you, the parent, feel more confident in your ability to intervene with your child every day. So let's get started. Hey everyone, it's Michelle, and thank you so much for joining me today on the Onward Education podcast. I'm super excited to dive into today's episode because we are talking about social and emotional regulation strategies for our neurodiverse children. This one is so important, and it's one that I am constantly reinforcing when I'm working in the schools and I'm working with students outside of school as well. So today we are going to talk about 3 strategies that are going to help your children feel more regulated and learn how to get more calm when they're feeling those really big emotions. So, the first thing we're going to talk about is the need to learn how to name our emotions. This is not just for our neurodiverse kids, this is for us too. So, when I talk about naming emotions and teaching our kids to name our emotions, part of that is us as parents learning to do the same thing. So there's a really great emotion wheel on imom.com, and I'll link to that in the show notes as well. But I really like this wheel in particular because it doesn't just talk about the primary emotions, happy, sad, angry. It talks about the secondary emotions as well. And you can actually get emotion wheels that talk about the tertiary emotions too. So really digging into not just I'm feeling happy, mad, or sad, but I'm feeling angry, and the sub feeling there, the secondary feeling, is that I'm frustrated, and digging into why that is the case. Naming our emotions is so powerful, and it's something that our children have to learn in order to be able to self-regulate. So the wheel is an excellent tool. The second thing is modeling. We need to do it as parents too. So when it's been a hard day at work, it's important for us to come home and be able to say to our family, okay, Mom is feeling really disappointed today. And we're going to talk in a minute now the structure of the way we can explain that in a kid-friendly way. But for right now, I just want you to focus on the importance of getting comfortable being vulnerable with our family, with our children, so that they understand that it's okay to express, to name our emotions, and that helps the people that we love around us better support us. So the second strategy is really digging into the way that we model that. Okay. So I like to use the structure I feel blank because blank. I would like you to blank. So in real life, that might look like I feel disappointed because I submitted a proposal at work that I worked so hard on, and then my boss didn't like it. It didn't get accepted. I needed to redo the whole thing. So in this case, the I would like you to would be something that you'd be dealing with at work. So you might not actually need to get into that depth with your family. But a day-to-day example with your kids, for example, might be, I'm feeling frustrated because I called out to you 3 times and you didn't answer. I would like you to respond even if you're in the middle of your video game. Or I would like you to respond even with just one word so that I know you've heard what I'm saying and we can work on the next step from there. So when we model like this, we're showing our children that it's important to name our emotion. It's important to say why we feel that way. And it's also important to state the way that we would like the other person to react. Now, of course, the I would like you to part of that expression of need, it needs to work for both parties. So you'll need to do some work with your children around that to say that it can't just be, for example, I feel angry because I didn't get enough screen time. I want more screen time. So to work on that to say maybe that looks like I feel angry because I really wanted to watch this show. I would like us to discuss how I can get to watch that show in the morning. So that might mean, for example, we need to get up 15 minutes earlier so that we can get ready for the bus. So you have that extra 20 minutes, as an example. So the third strategy is brainstorming how to deal with big emotions with our children. And this collaborative approach, I talk about it all the time because if you give your child 10 strategies, things that they can do to return to calm, it will not be half as effective as if you were to sit down with them and say, okay, what helps make you feel good? When you come home and you've had a really frustrating day at school, what helps you get back to calm? And you'll be astonished the things that come out of their mouths sometimes, and the depth, their ability to really be reflective when we give them the opportunity to do that. And you can help, you can prompt, you can suggest, is it helpful when I give you a tight hug? Or do you not like any contact when you're feeling frustrated? Is it helpful when I put on calm music? Or is it better to listen to louder music? Is that something that helps you get in the zone and bring you back to calm? And we have to be open to the fact that what they say might not at all be what we need. Maybe we like to have the calming music in the background that brings us peace. Maybe your child wants to come home, close the door, and put on heavy metal for a few minutes, especially our older kids. And maybe that's what allows them to come back down. So we really need to be open to all the different variations of their needs. But the most important piece is that we're being collaborative with our children and having them give their input as to the things that help them feel better because they know themselves. And when we ask them, we're showing them that the way they feel and their perspective and the way they see their needs, it's important. So these three things are really going to help you communicate with your child, and it's going to help you feel better about your ability to help them come down from those big emotions in a safe way. And just before cleaning up today, I will add in that visual strategies are super helpful. So having those around your fridge or have them on the walls, different things like that can be a great way of having them accessible to your children. But I really love cutting up the squares and having them on different little pieces of paper, putting them all in a bag, and having your child actually go in and pick them out. So this needs to be before your child's feeling all the big emotions. As soon as you start to see a little trigger, say, you know what, let's go to our bag, let's pick out a strategy. Let's listen to some music. You can go through. If your child is looking for control, then this will give them the ability to go through and say, nope, not feeling music today. Nope, not feeling a hug today. Yeah, I think I want to draw. I think that's going to make me feel better right now. Gives them back the autonomy, and that is the first step to getting back into calm, feeling that they're in control of something, even though they don't feel in control of their emotions right now. I hope this was helpful for you guys today. Thank you so much for listening to the Onward Education Podcast. I can't wait to talk to you again soon. Take care, everybody.